What's up, everyone? This is Faizan Himani, the sociology tuition guy, and welcome to my first ever condensed lesson. Today's lesson is going to be a bit of an introduction to sociology. We're going to talk about what exactly it is, a few common terms, and a brief on the consensus and conflict approaches. So why don't we dive right in? And the first question that comes to mind when I open up a sociology book, and the first thing that I see is, what is sociology? Now, the common sense answer to this would be that it is a study of society, but that's a very limited and narrow definition of sociology. It is, more importantly, a study of human interaction with social structures and how that interaction impacts people's behavior and how people in turn impact social institutions. So we can say that we have institutions here and we have people over here. I hope everyone can see this clearly. The marker is kind of running dry. So I'll make an arrow, okay? So this arrow goes down. That means institutions impact how people behave, and another arrow going up which basically shows that people can impact institutions. Now, institutions are things like family, religion, politics, the economy. These all impact human behavior. For example, how does the economy impact human behavior? Aside from just, determining consumer behavior, your spending patterns, the economy also impacts the educational environment, because as the economy's needs changes, the needs for education also change. And how do people impact institutions? Now, people's opinions change over time, through the decades, through centuries. The way society thinks changes, and that in a way feeds back into institutions through changes in policy and whatnot. I need magic. Now, sociology is not just a study of what society is. Sociology is also a study of how, oh no, this marker is out of ink. More magic. I have my confidant off screen helping me. So it is also, more importantly, a study of how society came to be and why society came to be. Now, think about it. The human population is close to 7 billion people or more, all right? Now, as social systems increase, we know as the number of people increases, complexity increases. And as complexity increases, what does that do? That increases uncertainty, that increases problems. So, in a way, the reason society or these structures that we see came into being to create what is known as social stability. Social stability helps all of us interact in a smooth and harmonious way so that all these social processes keep flowing in a very harmonious and smooth fashion. And how? How do you create this social stability? The social stability doesn't just appear overnight out of thin air, right? It actually comes through a few processes, or one major process that is known as socialization. And that is the how of why society formed, through socialization. Now, what comes in socialization? Well, there is a process that is known as primary socialization, which is where you are taught norms, values, and customs / beliefs. I hope that didn't go off frame. Norms, values, customs, and beliefs. These are the three things that you are taught through primary socialization. So why don't we get into what exactly these three things are? So let's start off with norms. Norms are basically codes of conduct. It is expected behavior of individuals in society. So an example of a norm would be you get up in the morning before going to school, you say goodbye to your parents, you say goodbye to your mom, or you walk into a classroom and you say good morning to your teacher. These are norms, expected social behaviors of individuals. From norms, we have values. Now, values are things that a society places importance upon. These are long-term, codes of conduct, I guess, that society values. For example, in a particular society, if you value privacy or if you value personal space, that feeds into your norms or your expected behavior. For example, like I said, if you value personal space, it'll feed back into your norms in a way that you want to keep a very close distance when communicating with someone. You might keep a bit more of a distance, while in certain cultures where values relating to personal space are different, you might talk to someone in a more intimate fashion. You might be more upfront, right in their face. And then customs are long-term beliefs that permeate a society. A custom could be, for example, in a particular society, celebrating a certain festival or celebrating a rite of passage. That could be a custom. Lots of African tribes have customs which send or signify the entrance of men into adulthood through various practices. So norms, values, and customs are few words that you will see throughout the sociology syllabus. So that pretty much covers it for an introduction to what is sociology and a couple of terms that you might see. I wanted to get into a bit of detail about the consensus and conflict approach, but as you all know, IGTV is not a fair mistress and I cannot do that. So stay tuned for next week where I will get more in depth about consensus and conflict approach. Until then, take care and see you guys.